Hello, hi guys. Hi
Hi.
everybody. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us here
Hello.
today. By the way, my name is Izham, and I'm from Red Army, Malaysia. And this is my partner, Karamjit Singh. Karam, you want to say something about yourself?
Hi, hi, hi.
Okay,
Hi from Malaysia.
Karamjit and myself are from Red Army, Malaysia. And we have two gentlemen here. Guys, please introduce yourself.
So
Starting with you, Nawes. Yeah.
I'm Nawaz Jinali from the Mauritius United Army. I'm the secretary and also the founder of the supporters club. We have Sayad also with us.
Hi, Sayed. Nice to meet you, Sayed.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Sayed Karati. I am from Mauritius. So we are an executive member from the Mauritius United Army Supporters Club. I am the vice president, and I lead the club as well. Happy to meet you guys.
All right. Okay. Now, yeah, Karamjit, you want to say something?
No. I'm just saying, good to meet the guys.
Yeah, good to meet the guys. Yes, yes. Okay, guys.
Our
I think
logos also look quite similar.
we can
yeah,
we can have tell the
yeah, yeah.
story to the public about our logo.
We need to inquire this, Karamjit. Anyway, okay, all right. We'll give the floor now to Nawes and Sayad. I pronounced the name correctly, yeah.
Yes,
Tell
great.
us a bit about your club. Your fan club, the Mauritius United Army. Yes, the
Yes,
Mauritius United Army.
the
Then
Mauritius United Army exactly is so we established our supporters club in 2021 when our club was so low in result in the league everything. So we decided to create the supporters club to support our team. Then it's grew up throughout the years. We have now around 80 official members. We have 45,000 followers on Facebook. We have in our WhatsApp forum around 250 uh, members, 250 members. That's now our supporters club. Uh, 3 years later, I can say.
so you
Yeah,
established
and
in
in a nutshell,
2021. 2021.
yes,
Established
Yeah,
in 2021.
2020.
Okay.
2021.
All right.
Yes, and in a nutshell, to further add on to what Nawes has been introduced about our club, so the Mauritius United Army Supporters Club, established in Mauritius back in 2001. So we are now a leading and pioneering supporters club in Mauritius, of course, officially recognized by Manchester United. Throughout our inception, we have grown significantly with a robust social media presence and a commitment to providing a platform for local Mauritian Manchester United fans to express themselves. So how do we do that? So the Mauritius United Army Supporters Club, we host pretty much live analysis sessions branded as the United Army Live Show, which has garnered a substantial viewership and engagement across various digital platforms. Look, so we are among the first supporters club in Mauritius to introduce these pretty much live analysis sessions for local fans.
Come to the next topic. Okay, guys. We let the Mauritius to lead. So what you guys want to talk about?
Yes, of course. We need to talk about Eric Ten Hag, the future of Eric Ten Hag, what's going on at Old Trafford with the players and everything, with the new board in EOS. So we will go into the direction. So I also is what do you think of Eric Ten Hag? Can he lead us to the glory time again, or we need to change?
This I will ask Karamjit to answer for you.
Okay.
Karamjit.
Uh, difficult question. I think he brought in the right players, but I think for me, his biggest mistake in strategy is a few of the games you notice that Fernandez plays too far up. I mean, sometimes you watch him, he ends up ahead of the striker. I cannot imagine when Scholes was playing, I cannot imagine Ferguson allowing him to go ahead of the striker.
Yeah.
Fernandez is supposed to be, to me, Fernandez is supposed to be the main engine that makes the play. As a playmaker, he's a good player. You see him playing in Portugal as well. He does well. When he came beginning, he does well. So the fact that he's being played in a way out of the position that he should be playing, the manager's got to take blame. So the manager's brought in some nice players. He's brought in defenders. He's brought in a right back. He's brought in a very good holding midfielder. He's brought in a striker, but he doesn't seem to have the right tactics on the field. The players don't seem to be in the right place. They seem to be running all over the place. So from that perspective, I think he's lost the plot.
Yeah.
Until the end of last season, I was his supporter. I think give him some money, let him bring in a few players. He can turn the club around. But starting of this season, I don't know. He doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. He's just he's fumbling through everything. I feel it's not the right thing.
But I have one question for you, Karamjit. Is that not déjà vu with all other coaches? It has been the same with the players. At certain point, it's not the players who are the issue.
To a certain extent, the players can be the issue. But if you look at the current squad, I think we have the right team that can go forward. We have the right players in the right places. But to me, the main thing is the midfield is not giving the ball. I mean, you look at the number of shots on target, you look at the number of shots, even off target. They don't seem to be enough. There is not enough penetration in the box. And that must come down to the playmaker. And if Fernandez is the one that's running into the box, who is going to cross the ball into the box for the strikers to do something? So I think there the manager is really fumbled. Yes, the players also must take some blame. Obviously, it's a team effort. The coaching staff also must take some blame. I think Mr. Roy also must take some blame because he's a damn good striker, but the strikers are not doing what he used to do. So yeah, everybody's got to take some blame, but the buck stops with the manager.
As always, isn't it?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, we can look back and say Ferguson took 6 years to, hit the ground running. But that was a different era. That was a different time.
Yeah, of course.
Now the success needs to come a little bit faster. 3 years, we don't seem, this season especially, I'm very disappointed because it looks like Ten Hag has brought in players that he wants. He's not been forced to choose these players. These are the players he wants. And if he's not getting the best out of them, he's got to take blame for it because he's brought in these players. Yeah. So that's my take on it. I think
I think we will agree.
It's time for him to go.
Me, I agree on what you just said. I let Isam or Sayad to give their views.
I think we have to put it into context. So Ten Hag took over the club soon. In the manner and the way in which he took over the club was in a complete mess. So things were not working, as we have numerously said about the post-Ferguson era, about the way the club was being managed, was being handled, how player transfers were being dealt, players contract and all. So when he took the club was in a mess, so he had to deal with. So during his first season, I think he did quite well in terms of doing some cleaning process and trying to instill some discipline and put some winning mentality into the club. With the club will so a small. The second season, he tried again. He tried to bring some of his players that he wanted, but unfortunately, some of the players that he brought to the table were not able to display the same level of performance that he would have wanted. And again, with the issues of Sancho's, other players, and all, and at the same time, the club was in turmoil in the sense that we were into the selling mode. There was lots of pressure, media pressure about who is going to buy the club, whether the Qataris, whether Ratcliffe and other buyers. So there was lots of disturbance surrounding the club, which could have impacted on the players and the coaching staff and the performances on the pitch. Nevertheless, we survived with a cup again, and when we won the cup, just when everybody was thinking that now that the new regime took over and is doing the management of the club for the regime of Ineos, everybody was thinking that we would have lost the FA Cup and they are sacking him and replacing him. So that was the sound that we were hearing from Old Trafford. But unfortunately, Ten Hag being Ten Hag, he has survived many access during his time at United. So by winning the club, there has been a sort of emotional fans sentiment and fans pressure, which I think changed the decision and views of Ineos that they decided to go ahead with him and back him with the players that he would have wished or want. So the backing has been there on the transfer market. All the players that he wanted has been brought in, bearing in mind that we had a time we had to comply with payrolls, so meaning that we had to sell some of these players. This season, the fans' expectation has been higher and higher because we had a new regime. The coach has been backed by having a proper structure, the boardroom structure, the coaching structure, staff, and the players were there. So when we watched the first game, we felt that we were back on track. But then the result that is going against Ten Hag at this point in time is there is no identity, no style of play. The tactics he's trying to implement is simply not working. As Karamjit rightly echoed, Bruno is not fitting into the system. Bruno appears lost and is not compatible with that system of play. We are trying to see that he's trying to use the right back and left back as an inverter, and apparently it's clear that it's not working. So when we look the past few games, not the Villa one, but the games that we lost against Spurs and all, the players appear to be lost. I think it's like they don't know what to do, etc. It's like they are left on their own. So when you put this into context, this is supposed to be the third season that result has to be here, and Ten Hag had to deliver with the new coaching, with the new players. It thinks that we are still struggling to implement a proper identity and bringing results. So the past few the past few matches has been catastrophic, and pressure is mounting on Ten Hag, especially since the loss against Liverpool and Spurs. It looks like if we continue in that direction, where he's unable to propose to us a proper game identity, a proper in-game management, proper coaching when doing the subs, I think that lots of questions needs to be asked. And knowing Ineos, the fact that they just backed the manager, I don't see them sacking him anytime soon. Maybe they will wait for a change of events, like a couple of more losses in the coming weeks and months, for them to react. But at the moment, it's still early days. We've won 3 games, we've lost 3 and draw 4, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It's still early for them to take a concrete decision. Of course, during the meeting that United had yesterday, this was a pre-planned board meeting. United being also a corporate structure, you need to have board meetings for the management team to meet, the leadership to meet, to take decisions. And of course, in those meetings, the performance of the team and the coach will be on the agenda. Of course, this was discussed yesterday. And given the fact that we have not seen any communication, and when we saw Sky Sports reporting that Ten Hag is expected to be in charge for the Brentford game, it looks like no decision have been taken yet. In your point of view, I think they are giving him more time to prove himself. But from the fans' point of view, from what we are seeing so far, no identity, no style of gaming and all. We are a bit lost in patience, whereby we feel that changing the manager could be a good idea. But if things do not change in the forthcoming matches, then maybe Ineos should act. And bearing in mind that, if results are not being here, if Ten Hag cannot and his coaching team cannot showcase to us that they can bring around a change, we feel that he has reached his maximum in terms of football IQ. Maybe we should ask questions and ponder for a change.
Wow. I think I have heard all of you, and I could agree with all that what you have said, and what Sayat said it's also true. Uh, but at the end of the day, guys, we need result. The result that matters. It doesn't matter how you do it. Why? Even though it's we don't put up the best, but the result that came out favor us. That what matter most. I think he need to back up. He need to deliver now. It's his third season. If I mean, okay, I mean, some people say do not put too high expectation, but we are Manchester United, guys. And then these are how to say the pivotal of. I mean, not the single day everybody was not talking about Manchester United. If you realize, not a single day nobody is talking on the bloody news. Nobody is talking about Manchester United. No, every day there must be a new. So Merit Ten Hag, he has to deliver this season. I don't want to see much, not say winning the Premier League, but at least please fall under the Champions League qualify. Please, top four, top five, please. It cannot be middle team table, man. And it will be a tremendous shame if Arne Slot can drive Liverpool
Really,
to a
yeah.
successful season. But somebody said, no, Liverpool has not meet up with the big
Big teams.
boys, no big teams, right? They have not played yet. They just played they can really need. While we are struggling to Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, even to scrap a point. We lost to Spurs. We lost to
Liverpool.
Liverpool. Okay, Liverpool, what we usually win over Spurs. The last match I went to Old Trafford watch live, we win, we trash Spurs. you know, you can expect that. Like now, no more. Okay, some says Ten Hag only have is it you currently you told me maybe Ten Hag until January or yeah what says is true if another few matches I say all not only Premier Leagues didn't give us the result then Ineos should have seen what's next for Eric Ten Hag, but then who's the next manager? The cycle keep on. I think is what I touched also a bit now is the cycle keep on returning.
Yes, repeating,
I,
yeah.
I I'm just gonna go a bit history here. The only time that I was happy was since Alex Ferguson, post Alex Ferguson, was during Jose Mourinho. All
Mm.
right, that's my number one, Jose Mourinho. Number two, I could say is Ole. Number two. But I didn't like him because either when he lose the dressing room, Mourinho won us the Europa League. That is the highest league after Sir Alex Ferguson. Don't mention Champions League, but at least the Europa League won Mourinho on his first season. That was the man. I mean, that's really an achievement. That's the big joy. Should or should not? Should he be? I mean, did we fired him too early, or we should give him some more time? Because I think that time player was actually doing the damage by not performing to what Mourinho wants. And of course, rule of thumb, the head coach has to go, right? So this cycle will keep on perpetuating, like I don't know. But having said that, coming back to the question, yes, Eric Ten Hag need to do something, or he has to go. Should we give him to end of the season or half of the season? I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think Isam, they will give it up to December or January. Till Manchester United is still in the cup, still in the League Cup, still qualifying for the Europa League, still going strong in the FA Cup. They will not send him out, because at the end of the season, even if we finish 8, 9, or 10, he can win us a cup. Maybe Ineos is looking into that. You see, because the first 2 seasons he won us 2 cup. Then maybe if we are not going great in the league, they can wait till the end of the season. We maybe win a cup. Then they will sack him. Uh, that's what I think Ineos is also thinking about. But I don't know
So
you
you
guys.
want it, you want him to end of the season now? All right. Okay.
Me,
Okay.
me,
Good.
me,
I'll
me
take that.
personally, sack him right away, because as you said, we have Arne Slot, who is doing a great job at Liverpool. He is in his first season. You have Unai Emery, who is at Aston Villa, will was in top four last season, will be in top four this season. Beat Bayern Munich with his team, 6 points in the Champions League, and you have Eric Ten Hag, who finished fourth in the group stage of the Champions League last season. We have only 2 points in the Europa League. Playing Europa League, we have only 2 points, playing 20, and there was a team we drew last time,
Porto.
Porto.
4-2. 4-2. So we
Porto.
don't have
Yeah.
the level of the Champions League, and don't have even the level of the Europa League. That's a big shame for us.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And to add to the shame, the way we see United playing and faring at the moment in the Premier League, it's as if like we are playing like a mid-table team. This is how the levels have got so low at United, which frustrates us as a fan. You know, one of the things that we try that we infuriate fans is that, you know, when you look at the squad that Ten Hag has, there is so much potential that he can do with that squad. And one of the things that is quite alarming to me, which Benny McCarthy mentioned that in one of his interview, given the reason why he had disagreement with Ten Hag, is that, you know, the leadership point of view as a coach, you have to instill a fire in your team. You have to bring that passion. You have to bring that fighting spirit. You have to push them to fight, fight, fight on the ground. In matches, they have to give their all. But when we look at certain matches this season, we don't see any drive, any passion, any fighting spirit. It's like the player are very tired. They're giving up sometimes. There is no effort. There's a lot of this missing. I think if we manage to drive and change the philosophy, the mentality, and the attitude of the players, that would be the first step towards moving forward. But that needs to be addressed because United, we are used to seeing passion, hard work, and like everyone running their socks off.
Yes, I don't know if Karamjit, you want to add to our comment.
No, I think, yeah, Syed, you got it right on. The fact that the players don't seem to be passionate. They just seem to be there just to play a game of football. It's not the way we've seen the team play in the 90s. Even in the 80s, if those of you who are old enough to remember, even players like,
It's
Mark
not the
Hughes.
United way.
Yeah,
It's not the
there's a
United
way,
way.
You see Brian Robson, you'll remember back those days, you had players like Brian Robson, you had players like Mark Hughes. They'd get injured, but, for the sake of the badge, they are out there, they are running their socks off. I remember one of the things Ole used to say when he came, initially he used to say, if you outrun the other team, you have a higher chance of winning. So you cannot stop moving when you're on the field. But here, sometimes you look at the players, it looks like either they're not passionate enough or they're looking around and thinking, you know what, I've done my part, I've kicked the ball here, I've kicked the ball there, and I'm done. So now I'm going to take a stroll. That's not the way you play football. I think something needs to change there. Something needs to change there. The players have got to
Yeah.
look up and think, I'm playing at a big club. I'm playing at a club that expects trophies. And, they got to be passionate about themselves. You are a top player. You are at a big club. Do you not want to win trophy every season? So even if, 11 players out there, 2 players are lazy, the rest 9 players should be looking at themselves and thinking, am I doing enough? And the answer right now is no. I don't see anyone doing enough. In general, of course, 1 or 2 players each game does perform, but now overall, I think there's a big problem there.
Yeah, and to add on to what you
adding to
just
okay.
other issues, Karamjit, with the players is that resilience. In this team, you don't see resilience. Sometimes they seem to appear to be weak mentally. For example, if we concede a goal, it's like they're finding it hard to bounce back and be resilient and to bring that winning mentality.
But guys, sometimes we see we are losing at halftime, and then when we come back on the pitch for the second half, there's no that mentality you are talking about, no the fighting spirit. But is Eric Ten Hag able to communicate well with the players? Is him the issue? Because uh, I don't know what happened at halftime.
I think he is part of the issue because if you watch some of the interviews of the older players, I remember Giggs one time saying that if you were losing in the first half, you'd be very afraid of the halftime because you knew you were going to get into trouble during halftime. Ferguson's going to rip right through you. So no one is willing to go in halftime losing. But if you look back, the number of times we have been down in the first half and then the team comes back, something changes. But sometimes you look at the current team and you think, okay, the manager's got to change something. First 45 minutes, not good enough. And then when they come back, you look at the first 10 minutes of the second half, they're making the same mistakes they're making in the first half. So what the hell did the manager do during halftime? Have a cup of tea and some cookies? No. He's going to be telling them, you are not doing the right thing. You are standing in the wrong place. You are moving in the wrong direction. The partnership. I think, to me, this season especially, a lot of his tactics have gone wrong. I like watching Bruno and Ericsson play together. They have a good connection. Mentally, they have a good connection.
Yeah.
But when you play them together and they are playing so far apart from each other, how do they communicate and help each other? And it doesn't look like they have been told this is how the two of you should be played. I also remember many years ago when Scholes was when he just retired, he had some comments about Michael Carrick. And one of the things he said, in order for Carrick to perform well, is he's always got to be aware of creating a triangle. So if a player around him has got the ball, he's got to immediately see who is the other one person who the ball can be passed to, and he must make himself available as the third part of a triangle. So every time there is a player there who can receive the ball. But you look at them now and you think, where the hell is the triangle? I don't see a triangle. I
No
don't see a
triangle.
square. I don't see anything. I see a line. People are just, not looking for that space. So therein lies our problem. So that is the manager's fault.
Yeah.
Out of 100 players, you might get one Paul Scholes, who by himself might be able to figure out things. But the manager's got to tell the players at halftime, you're not standing at the right place. You can easily, I watch some of the games and I'm thinking, wow, if I was the manager, I would change this, that, and the other, because that might actually help the team. But he's just sitting there and just watching, and I don't know. I think especially this season, I think he's kind of lost the plot. He doesn't
Yes.
seem to have the right tactics to go forward.
Yes, and with all the technologies they have now, they can watch the replays, they can watch other team play. They have everything, and the manager can't do the job.
Guys,
He can't
guys,
perform.
guys. I'm sure they are doing that. They have even a video, from the top that
Yeah.
record the games. We don't
Yes.
see that, but we just see that now and then, during live telly. But there is the video that caught up
Yes. Who
from the
covers the
top.
pitch? It's cover
Yeah,
the
the whole
pitch
the pitch.
totally.
They
Yeah, yeah,
follow they have all the recordings, and of course they have obliged also to share it to the opponent teams. This is what they call it, the you know video analysis that used
yeah,
by the VAR referee teams, whatnot.
yeah.
And believe me, the selection of the players is also uh, the names given. Let's say on the match day, is just not Eric Ten Hag alone, but also the coaching keeper. You see whether Onana is ready to go or not. The defense coach, goalkeeper coach, defense coach, striker coach. They are the one who give the name to Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag just compile it and
Yes,
sign off.
Isam, you're right. But the final decision is still with Ten Hag.
Yeah, but everybody need to be blamed. Not only the coaching staff, the back staff,
Yeah.
also the players. They have to carry out
Yes. Yes.
supposedly whatever tactics, whatever strategy that lay out. If they don't, meaning the players want to sabotage the manager. And then I'm coming back to my need. This what happened to Mourinho. The players sabotage the manager, and they just want to kick out the manager by not performing well on the field and do not deliver results. Right? That's how. But as I think, as we have to agree, there's a lot of games, in future. It's not end yet. A lot of games, including the league, the new format of the Europa League. I still blur. Maybe on the next session, maybe we won't talk about Europa League format. I'm still blur. I have not gone through yet what kind of how that how does that gonna pan out, the Europa League, because there's so much team in the league. Is it the best 16 goes to the next round
No, you have the best eight who go to the next round, and you have
after the league?
after the league 9 to 24 go on a knockout stage between them.
Okay. What about those from the Champions League? Are they coming to Europa League?
No, they are not coming to the Europa League. No,
No more like
no more,
before.
no
They're not
more
coming
coming.
to the Europa
No.
League.
Yeah.
I mean, if the Champions League team knock out, they knock out. They're gone.
They are gone. Yeah, exactly.
So Europa League going to the knockout stage by themselves. No
Exactly.
Champions League.
No
No
Champions
Champions
League.
League exit.
Yeah.
I see.
Mm.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we need to avoid these two extra game. We need to be top eight, not in the second 9 to 24, where you have to play the knockout. You get two extra game.
Uh, mm, mm,
You already have
okay.
already playing 8 games in the group stage.
Yeah.
Before we were playing only 6 game. You
Yeah.
have 2 extra game. Then if you are in the knockout, you get 2 more. That's four extra game in one season. That's a
Mm.
lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah.
as Roy King rightly said in an interview last week or so, he says that, first of all, the players, they have to get themselves motivated. As a player, you're playing for Man United, one of the best clubs in the world, having that rich history. It is part of your DNA. You should be able to feel motivated, and you have to instill that hunger to win trophies in you. You have to develop your own character, your own mentality, to go and give your all on the pitch and fight for the club, no matter what. So the first onus rests on you as a player to bring that winning mentality and attitude. And we have to inspire from the United way, from the very values of the club and the history of the club, and take inspiration from the former players and the players of the past. So it is the responsibility of the player to go and put in a performance there. That's one player's part. Now, from the coaching staff part, from Ten Hag's part, as a leader of the club, it is still his duty to ensure that he prepares his player for each and every game. If he feels that his group are not being motivated enough, he needs to come on as a leader and try to push them, motivate them, try to instill that confidence in them, try to put the hair dryer treatment with them during the half time. As you mentioned, when you are losing and you go to at the half time, so there should be hair dryer treatment. Are we having that? So that's the question that needs to be asked. So that has to come from the coach, to push them, to make them believe, and also to have a proper game plan. If you don't have a proper game plan and you're not communicating effectively to the player in ways in which they understand it, and they have to practice it in training. So if you don't do that, then the players will be left on pitch. So for me, it's a shared responsibility. And if we are to improve and go to the next level, this has to be done by both sides. Lots of hard work has to be done behind the scenes, and everyone has to up the game and take owner's responsibility and be the leader that they can be. So that has to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Sayad, Eric Ten Hag doesn't have a hair dryer. He's bald like me.
Hey, Karamjit, Karamjit, okay.
Yeah.
I think guys, we already almost here about an hour,
Yes,
and
yes.
then you guys are your dinner time. Maybe we can call the day about this.
Yeah.